Alrighty, hello everyone. Happy Friday. It's Dakota. Oh, I'm so happy it's Friday. Honestly, yeah, late last night, I realized that it was Thursday and not Wednesday, and I was so very, very, very happy. Um, that's all. Where am I? Okay, I am here still. Alrighty. Whew. It's a good thing I never make plans because my plans just extremely changed for this weekend. Um, I was going to do a bunch of cleaning stuff and get organized so I could do live streaming. Yay! However, the catch turned out to be my oven is acting up. It's making a very, very, very not safe or happy electronic sound. So, and I have known, shoot, okay, and I've known that my oven may or may not be on its way out. It came with my house, so I knew it was a possibility. I just thought I had a little bit more time. Yeah, as far as I know, the oven is not original to the house. Oh my gosh, if I had a real 1880s oven, I would be dropping so much money into that, keeping it working. However, yeah, that is not the case. This is just your standard run of the mill generic ovens. Wait, I have a stove. Wow, you can tell it's on my mind. Fortunately, I got a little bit of what my family calls found money, which is essentially an unexpected boon of money that you. Uh, no, I missed. Anyhow, so basically, I got a tax credit in the mail yesterday when I found out that my oven was being all wonky and stuff, or stove rather. Um, so I may or may not call someone in to take a look at the oven just in case, or the stove, just in case it is still usable and salvageable. However, did I not forget that? I didn't. Ugh, I'm really doing good today. Um, but it's just this this whole stove setup I have is just it's not so much the bad part is it being old. It's the bad part that it's been broken for a very long time and not working properly for just as long, if not longer, because uh, eh, it's just it's a I don't know how to put this. Not so much a renter's stove, but it's a slumlord. It's something a slumlord would put in a an apartment that they're renting out. It's just that crappy. Um, like I this isn't the first time it's acted funny. The uh, the heat sensor, the temperature doesn't work on the stove. I mean, not the stove, the oven. That thing has been busted for a very long time. It technically works, technically, um, but that technicality is it's very loose and free because it's it takes forever to heat up, but then it doesn't stop heating up. Like if you use it like I don't know how to explain. Like I can cook things in it. You just monitor them. It it kind of starts to get a little over. It doesn't quite overheat, but I don't know how to explain this. I can really tell when I make macarons, um, because it just keeps getting hotter and hotter and hotter, and my macarons burn. And I know it was like I know why it's essentially doing this because I might have forgotten to turn it off one time, and well, I don't think that was what broke it because it was doing this before this incident. But so I kind of left it on for like 3 days, and I'm pretty sure that was just the oven's last straw for being able to properly, I almost said properly hydrate, to be able to properly adapt temperatures. So I still use it, but it's not happy. It's definitely not what I would call happy. Uh, However, with this quote unquote found money, I can invest it into my house, and that's what this would be. So I don't want to go stove shopping, but guess who's going stove shopping? Thing like I know what I want. I know what my dream one would be, but it's just a matter of mm, it's not working. A matter of look going in person and seeing it because you can't really trust what you see these days online sometimes. Um, I'm also in like kind of the middle of nowhere, so so my options are also kind of limited. Fortunately, Sears still exists, so I'll be checking them out. First and foremost, I think I found it. Uh, my mom is insisting on getting um, an oven with an automatic cleaning oven, which would be fantastic. Except that narrows down. Well, it doesn't really narrow down. I want gas. Um, I prefer cooking with the gas flame because I can have better control over it. This is personal preference. The electric, I don't like it, and I have a tendency to burn things with it. Um, and I'm just more likely, yeah, it's what I grew up using, so I'm just far more comfortable with it. But yeah, so that was my slight adventure yesterday of discovering that. Come on, there we go. Yeah, so I'm a little unorganized right now. I'm so not used to using this gear. So it kind of wraps. Oh, I got those. Alright, can I reach it? Yes! Perfect. Oh my goodness. Okay. But yeah, so I might kidnap my friend and drag him with me so he can check this out. Um, like my parents, they're like, "Oh, there's a place by us that has discount type things." Basically, items that had like gotten damaged or for some reason a visual issue. I they live a state away or two away, so that's not gonna happen. I would love to, but no, because I need this delivered. Uh, my also my bigger limitation, surprisingly, isn't just the if I want gas or not, or if I want an automatic cleaning oven or any of that stuff. It's the size issue because if the oven is more than 30 inches long by 28 inches wide, and 28 inches is, and I'm talking about without the the oven drawer on. If it's bigger than that, it's not gonna fit in my house because I won't be able to get it past my kitchen door. Like my front door is wide enough to have a good size one. The hallway to the room, because it's an 1880s house. It has a very nice double door type setup, which is great. But then going into the kitchen, it's the world's tiniest door. And I can understand that from because it's an 1880 house, because they did not have refrigerators back then. They did not have, I don't know, I mean, I can see they didn't have the giant ranges that we have today either. Like the opening for the original stove, really weird plug thing, is there. And so it's like, it used to be gas. They took out the gas line at some point. I had to put back in. Yeah, I've been planning a new stove for a while. Oops. It's just money was the issue, and then this essentially found money from housing tax. Now I have to do a little bit more research on it. They've already sent it, so but if I don't know if other states are doing this, it would be very nice and helpful to people, seeing as COVID kind of destroyed everything with the housing industry and people's ability to feel safe and comfortable, and just tiny ball of rage. But with this, it's just I was fully planning on saving it. I'll admit, when I first before if I had gone this without having this current almost necessary need, I'm still debating if I want to save it or not. I probably would have just flat out dropped it into the bank. The problem being is, and this is what I explained to my mom, if I put it in the bank, it's not, all it's going to do is either A, sit there in case of an emergency that may or may not happen ever, or I'll just put it on a bill and try to mentally keep track of, oh, there's this money here that I might eventually use for something special, and it'll never happen. It will never ever ever happen. Um, Not that I'm saying that putting funds directly uh, into a bill isn't bad. That's perfectly capable. It's just with me for house updates, I know specifically that I'll just leave it there. I'll just kind of ignore it, um, or it'll go towards something else that I wouldn't really do, and then this would just get pushed to the side again and again and again and again. Like, I've lived here for almost 5 years, and I still haven't, really, because every time I look at the things and think, well, maybe that'll be the time, I just like, maybe not. It's just one of those weird things. Like, I will spend money more readily on, uh, like, expensive food. I will most definitely do that. And it's like, no, it's like, and get that instant gratification feeling, but it's like, this would make me very happy to have this. Like, replaced my refrigerator, which is also how I happen to order it without fully measuring this one area. There's an angle where it has to be turned to fit in. Um, so I made that oops with my refrigerator, but fortunately it was able to be installed. It's huge. Um, like the refrigerator that came with my house, again, unflattering slumlord landlord comparisons. It was a bad fridge. It didn't close all the way. Like when it was, um, which I am assuming happened when it was moved downstairs, which, like, the thing was on its last legs either way. But when I bought the house, they had to move the refrigerator downstairs because for some reason having an secondary upstairs. Well, no, I know why. They had basically they're illegally renting an apartment in this building, and this is a one person. This is a one family house. It's not designed for that. It's not set up for that, and they're I guess tax payments, which I've discovered, and census stuff was listed as a two apartments for here, and I'm like, no, no, this is a single family house. Yeah, there's a lot of really sketchy stuff when I bought my house that I didn't realize until too far late in the game. Um, but yeah, so there's that. But yeah, when they moved it downstairs, um, they lost a specific washer for the door. It's like it helps somehow. It's like this tiny, like little 1.5 inch thing, 2 inch thing, depending on the fridge, but it keeps the door from leaning down. So if you ever have a gap in the front of your door by where the handle is, that piece is what needs to be changed. So you can either do it yourself or hire someone and charge extra rate for a piece that at back in the day I was told it was like a maybe maximum $5 piece. Um, but yeah, it's just and it was way too small. It was way too small. So I just ended up biting the bullet, picking out a ginormous, as big of a fridge as I could. I thought I did the math right. I did not. It almost couldn't get in because my dad called me at work asking if any worst came to worst, if I was okay with cutting off part of one of the counters. Um, there's the counter that has my kitchen sink on it, which it has a doesn't have a lid or a flush. I don't remember. Um, but because I'm upstairs, I just can't see it and I can't visualize it. But I was like, well, the kitchen counter, if that has to be done, I mean, the kitchen sink side can be cut. That'll be fine. um, because that one was an addition. It has a mica, a very feet to hell. It doesn't have a trim on the sides, but it's it was a good candidate for turning in like sacrificing so that I could get anything in here. I don't think I can actually do that to this anymore, but they got it in. It works. It's beautiful. My parents still like when I told my mom about it because when I showed her, they had already been living with me. They had sold their house, so they were living with me until they found a new one. Um, they, she didn't, she thought it was like I was getting it too big, blah, 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 because I just showed it to her. But the one I had was super tiny. Okay, where's my boat? Did I just teleport? There's my boat. Okay. But yeah, it's my mom. She worries. She's worried that I spent too much money, yada yada yada. Um, she's also one that can find anything, while everything that I need for like in estate sale, not estate sales, but like the habitat. She'll randomly just go in there and find like all kinds of things that I was looking for, and she will get them for me so that I can pay her back. So it's a love hate relationship she has with me spending my money. Um, but and it's not her fault. This is more her thinking back on when her and my dad just started out. They made one accidental purchase, and back in the 80s, like $1,200 is way more money. Was way 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 more money than it sounds today, and today's a lot of money. So it's like they it was right after they had gotten married. Um, so there was, I think they were still in their tiny little apartment in New York City, but one of her cousins happened to go out to Ireland and was visiting the Waterford factory, and he had connections and stuff, so could get a nice discounted price. So they asked about for her set, and if there's anything she was looking for, and she was just like left it pretty open ended. She's like, oh, just pick anything out of my set. Just she meant she's met anything, any one item. They got her full set, so they had to shell that out. That was a bit of miscommunication because they also carted it over from, so she felt real bad about that. I forget how much it was. It wasn't like a huge amount of things, but it was. I think she said 1,200, but it was enough that it was like at that time, that was like a huge oops, and they just were not quite ready for that. But you know, considering how much did she say the dishes were originally? I think she said when she was starting her collection, the at least the goblet was like, it wasn't. I mean, it was a scandalously low price to me, but it's like 27 $25 maybe $27 per glass. Um, today's or at least the price when last I checked was $85 per glass. So if she had waited until, yeah, it just it in the long run it was an okay thing. But because they had been planning it, they did have enough money for fun stuff and stuff. It just was a sudden gut punch. Um, but then again, this is the same family that bought a randomly decided to buy a designer uh, painting that my dad likes because, according to my mom, he never likes artwork, but he liked this one. They unfortunately no longer have it because it got damaged by movers, um, to a point where they couldn't. It was just not worth it to fix it because it was huge, and somehow they got it home on the roof of their Beetle because they were. It was hilarious. Um, excuse me. But yeah, so she just has those memories, and she's just I understand she's cautious and wants me to be cautious and blah blah blah. I'm gonna type this back. But yeah, so I mean, I fully understand, and she was witness to me purchasing a gemstone uh, collection that would have cost me thousands because they were adding this up, and and this one person was just doing this like each individual ridiculous, not ridiculous price, but okay prices. Um, and I did a quick math of what they were doing, and it possibly could have still afforded it. I would have probably ended up like going through it and removing stuff. Um, Fortunately, the daughter was there of um, the estate sale person's daughter, the owner of the house. So she spoke to her mother, um, and she spoke to me, and I didn't realize what she was going to do, but we were talking, and I explained that I was a collector, and I like to make jewelry. At the time, I was big into making jewelry, but it's just I was also a collector. It's like, because you can't find stuff with this quality, and we're just having a good little chat, and then she's like, "Let me go check something." So she talked to the state people, and she talked to this, and I ended up getting the whole kit and caboodle for a song, and I was shocked at the price. I'm still shocked. It just there was no comma in the price. Let me put it that way. Um, so I got that, and um, it just was amazing. I should really try to experiment. Hmm. But it's just, how do I put this? I don't know even how to put it, but it just, she was, her and mother were just more concerned. It could have been a lot of money, but apparently I was the only one that was interested in it. Maybe, I don't know. This is the last day of this estate sale. It was just we even found this by chance because we happened to be driving around, and I'm like, oh, I recognize that estate sale company sign. Let's go. They're always good. Let's go check them out. This woman had amazing things out there. She had like ceramic stuff, a little tiny kiln. Her house was set up beautifully to display the items. Um, but it's just, so it's, I wish I didn't even look at anything else. I was just focused on this. There was just some stunning pottery and stuff that, part of me says I would have really liked to have just looked at the rest of the house. I did eventually get to look at, but it was just so overwhelming that I was able to get that. And I think what really liked is that I wasn't just going to resell all the gemstones. It's like they wanted me to make, it's like there's a lot of duplicates, so you could more, you should not just, you should think about, but and like, well, maybe you could do this. It's like they're like, no, you should sell some of these separately and make jewelry with them and stuff. And it's just like, I'm not that good. I keep trying. I have a few things I want to try with that, but I haven't even really been able to go through and categorize it all because it's stunning. I mean, it's like, it's not giant, giant. I have it in a pretty good sized box next to me because I haven't fully unpacked, but it's just, there's a lot more. Like, there's handwritten notes on where she's gotten these things, and there's like some things that are by older names, some that aren't. Oh my gosh, it's stunning. It's like, I like that there's a story about it. And I don't know. It was just one of those things I really enjoyed and making heavy. But as I prattle, I should make one of those feeding. How do I do that? There's supposed to be a way that you can make, I almost said stove, but let's see here. I put this here. Let's go down to it. Okay, because I put that one too up. Yeah, I don't want to place that. But you know what? Put this up. That works. But yeah, so my mom worries for me price wise. But yeah, I totally lost my train of thought. I am so sorry. So this, I need 2 hoppers and a couple of chests. I left those in the other base. Yes, I did. Okay. So I think I can set this up. Did I? I did. Okay, hang on. I gotta change. Ooh, I gotta check something. Oh, let me check. Okay, I am not horribly late. I am not late at all. As I gave myself an absolute heart attack because I couldn't see my timer. Okay, video settings. Okay, this thing. Where's normal? Okay, done. Back to game. Okay, much better. Yeah, I can't do that wrap. I don't know how some people do it. Okay, so do that. Okay, you know what? No, I was doing it right. Ish. Oh, come here. Go in the correct direction. No. Okay. Well, let's see if I can do this. There's the other thing. I'm gonna have to redo this whole. Nope. Okay. It's gonna be one of those things I have to build down. Okay. I have to figure out how people on YouTube are doing these things without having to do all this rebuilding. Okay. But whoops. Okay. So I'm going to. I have to boogie because it's that time. But I shall see you all tonight. I'm definitely doing some stuff tonight. Get this set up before I go. Yay! Okay, I can have everything aligned. Perfect. Now I just have to put the hoppers in, and then I can just fill the chest up with the materials for cooking. And I'm just gonna put a bucket of that in there. I think God was the bucket, but it doesn't matter. And see if it can just plow through the glass. So it should be materials through there, and as it does, it'll put in here. And then if I ever want to get the experience, I just have to dig that up. Okay, all right. I shall see you all later tonight. It'll either be more Minecraft or something else, or both. It could be both. But I will see y'all later. Bye bye.